Ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited, highly anticipated return of our goalkeeper, Mia Hurd, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Way to go, Mia. Hey, man, I had to postpone our last podcast because you had some finals.
Yep, wrapping up school. Home now. So
Well, you have any more, or what do you got going this week?
this week, I ended school, so I'm practicing with Bavarians, the soccer team, for summer league and lifting and running. So
Did you say the Bavarians?
yeah, Bavarians.
Man, that's old school, sister. That's traditional, man. To be able to put that jersey on, that kit, you had to pass the muster.
Yeah.
All right, Mia, because that's what I want to get into here. Is that hey, it's easy when it's easy, but you got to prepare for the inevitable. Is that you know you cover all bases. And you know that I know that there is no failure. This is postponement to victory.
Yeah.
All right. So now we got this, but you got to help out the youngins coming behind you. Give Whale Certified the overall aerial view, and then come down to a precise times, moments, this, that, of Mia Hurd, what you have learned how to have time management in your studies.
Oh, time management is something that I had to get good with, and I'm glad that I practiced that more in high school because there's definitely a lot less time in college, especially in the fall season, which I haven't done yet, but even in the spring season, balancing school and soccer was it wasn't necessarily hard, but it was just a lot, so you have to be good with time management and getting your work done earlier. So you're not rushing to do stuff.
Right on. And if you prepare, is versus if you do not prepare, prepare to fail. And that's real. Is that if you don't prepare, man, it's going to be too much. And have you found, being with Whale Certified this little time, that you notice that your time management off the pitch translates onto the pitch?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the big things is when I have work that I need to do, I get stressed and then I keep thinking about that even when I'm practicing or something. So getting my work done earlier helps me stay focused more
Uh
when
huh.
I'm playing.
Yeah. And there's times within the game, within the half, really, you put games to the half of, you know, you say the stress. Well, the mental anguish, the mental stress is unhealthy to think about the whole game and going into penalty kicks when you're just about to kick off for the first half. So the whole deal is that, have you been able to time manage yourself within 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes overtime, this and that?
Yeah, I think so. I think a big part of the game is just staying calm and composed even when it's really intense, and just making sure you're giving yourself time and your teammates time to make the best decisions you can.
Would I'm gonna make a statement, and you have to give the answer that you either I think you better talk to somebody, your peer review group, or yeah, or I didn't really think about that, but I'm going to try to use that. Is that there's moments within the game that mostly is common in every game. It's the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of the half that it really gets into wow. And how you strategize time in the PKs. What would you answer me on that?
Um, I think like I haven't gone into PKs for a while. Like I haven't had a game where it's been like that for a long time, but I think just like the biggest thing towards the end of any game, especially one that like might be going into overtime or PKs, is just like kind of what I was talking about, like making sure you stay calm, trying not to stress too much, because once you kind of get into like that stress state, you stop kind of like performing your best. And like the biggest thing for those like final minutes is to make sure you're like giving it your all and like doing everything you can so that like you get the opportunity to go to PKs or like the opportunity to win the game.
There you go. And are you a believer of both sides of the ball? That when you have the ball in your hands, that you can be able to do to get an assist, or you made the save and there's no rebounds.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Very good, very good. And let that be a lesson to everyone. If you don't understand it, don't go review, get it over. Okay, so here it is. When you have the soccer ball in your hands, it's the deal that you have either saved the ball, you saved a goal, and now you're taking it to be able to try to get an assist or keep possession up around away from your goal.
Yeah.
That's not like a bingo question. It's a coverall. I mean, do you find it when you have the ball in your hand that the whole situation is with you, and you can make a change you make a difference. That it's because you didn't rebound it. You had good hands that you catch and hold, and so you don't have to worry about a rebound and all the hectic stuff that goes with that. And when you have the ball, you don't lose possession for your team by how you distribute the ball. Did I make myself clear?
Okay, yeah, I think I'm getting it now. Yeah.
Oh,
I think holding a ball is like one of the most like uplifting things a keeper can do for their team, and it's also really defeating to the other team. And also just gaining that possession and being able to look forward and try and like kind of lead into like a transition moment is a really cool thing too, an important thing.
right on. And you kind of like a mastery of it that you would have the Mia way. If we stumble and bumble over something, you like that? The Mia way?
I do. I like that a lot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, because I've felt that since the first time I met you, is that you have a particular way of playing goal that is different from others. And Stan Anderson from Camp Shutout, gave you, wow. and he just doesn't say that to anybody. And the other thing is that you have a good way of talking and understanding the position, and so that's why the Mia way is such a spot on way. Like whale certified.
Oh yeah.
Forget about it. It's Mia way. Mia way.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so now, uh, not the level of importance here, but have you looked for this summer to have a certain appearance that you're going after?
Um, I don't know. I think just there's things that like from the spring that we talked about that like I want to work on and improve on so that come preseason and come fall, like I'm like kind of leveled up in those things, and then I can continue to like work on the other things that I need to work on, but then also like be ready to play games. Um, so I think just continuing to work on like being more explosive, um, like extending my range with dives and crosses, stuff like that, and then just continuing to like lift to help with that and get better at fitness. Those are kind of my main things for the summer.
I apologize. You're still in the book methodology to try to understand the whales, my language and how it, it 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 will take a little longer. What I meant about an appearance is how you going to wear your hair, how you going to wear your kit, what kind of shoes you going to wear, what kind of gloves you wear, what kind of message that body language, that look of, hey, Mia's on her way. I mean, wow, Mia way.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I'm still rocking the ponytail braid. I've been slicking my hair back a little more to keep it on my face. I've been using set goalkeeper gloves, which I really like. I started using them in the spring. Um, got my Nike cleats, my pink Nike cleats. And then rocking the Bavarians uniform.
Man, yeah. Yeah, that Bavarians, that's really something coming up in Milwaukee. That's the prize. Hey, did you say select gloves?
Set goalkeeper.
What's that again?
Set CK. That's just the brand that I've been using there. I used to use Cells gloves, but these are like the set goalkeeper gloves are like very similar, and I really like them.
Okay, I'm having, I don't have a producer. Did you say select?
Set.
Set. Okay, okay.
Set.
All right, then. All right, all right. There you go. Because that was the magic word, talking select around me. All right. The story is because you could have been the Milwaukee goalkeeper sponsorship, for the select wear, but the talking about the understanding of playing for the Bavarians. It's not just play. You show up and then you think about it and then you cross the line and you're ready to play. It's a real like Marquette. It's it's got tradition. It has you can be somebody when you perform at the highest level of all the ones that came before you. Are you ready to really knock it out for the Bavarians?
Yeah, I think so. I think I think the whole team's ready. We have a lot of like really good players from like who grew up around the area, like Milwaukee, and then play college now. So I think it's a really really cool experience, and it is really cool to be a part of like a program that's been around for so long.
Right. And was it that some of the players came to you, the coaching staff, the goalkeeping coach, or did you write a letter or make a tryout or something? How'd you get involved with the Bavarians?
Well, last year I kind of was like practice player because I was still in high school, so I did a little bit last year, and then um came back this year too. So kind of just like was practicing with them last year and continued into this year. Now I'm like playing more with the team.
Nice. Now, do you know the particular league you're going to be involved in?
We're WPSL.
Okay. Because I don't know.
Yeah,
So
Women's Premier Soccer League.
sure, sure,
So
I got that, but how how do you think the is that the top? Is that the middle or the bottom tier of where you could be right now?
um, I'm not sure. I think most of the like college players play for either um teams in the WPSL or USLW. And I think they're pretty equal.
Got it. And
Yeah.
yeah, and it's been years now, Mia. Uh, you wanting to play for the I don't forget the title, but for Marquette, you have wanting to been playing for Marquette for a long time. You're almost right there.
Yeah. I know it's really exciting.
All right then. So there you go. You have all that now. Far as it goes, are you going to take some summer courses or anything?
No, I'm not doing any summer courses. Because I graduated early, I'm actually like already kind of ahead with like my credits because I had some credits from high school that transferred too. I might take some summer courses like next year or in the future, but this summer I'm just kind of
Right. And are you going to put yourself in a regiment, a kind of a habit, habitual way of time, your time with leniency?
with what? Sorry.
All right. Is that have you figured out already how you're going to spend your days? That you do you have a plan or with leniency, you're not hard, but are you thinking about how you're going to handle your days?
Yeah. I practice a lot with the variants. Obviously, and then we play games too. So like this week we have two morning practices and then two afternoon practices. So kind of I build my days around like when I have practice or when I have games. And then I've been lifting. I've been lifting at the YMCA, but I'm starting to lift like now earlier in the morning, with one of my friends who also went to Cedarburg High School. So, so
Nice.
hmm
And have you found weightlifting to be totally different? That it really helps?
yeah, definitely. I think throughout the spring and now even like I feel like a lot stronger and faster, just from like weightlifting alone. And like everything else kind of builds on that, but I think I didn't weightlift as much like crazy like before the spring, so I am really noticing like the changes.
Well, as far as the Mia way, would you highly recommend that to the youngins?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a really like cool and like relatively like easy thing to do is just like to go to the gym and like lift like 3 to 4 times a week. I think it really will help you become like a better player.
Nice. And have you been instructed by anybody or research about goalkeeping specific ways of lifting?
Yeah, we get like from our trainer or from like the strength coach at Marquette, we get like summer workouts and packets to do. So I've been doing those.
So, so you know that I know that you know we have the number one ranked team in America here in St. Louis, and they have one of the best players, a her, her name Maddie Di Maria.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
you heard of her?
Yeah, she was on St. Louis Scott Gallagher and my team FC Wisconsin. We played against her last year.
Oh, you
She's good.
the team did you did, but you didn't.
No, I did. Like I was there for that game.
All right. Well then, give us a hometown review for is Wales certified. She's Wales certified,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and the deal was is that that team is Wales certified, and they're back to back champions, and they won the St. Louis High School Champions League back to back and everything, and the players. She's a player and a player amongst the team, and but we only hear about people giving a review uh, around the St. Louis area. Somebody out of town, Mia, will you jump on and say what you got to say about her?
She's a really good player. She's really hard to play against. She's very fast and she's very like skilled like technically. Um like that team in general was St. Louis Scott Gallagher was always really hard to play against. Um but she was definitely like a standout player for that team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's a standout, and it seemed as if she's been working out with weight because it's a different type of look that she has, and she on and off the ball is very something about something. Uh, there was a moment where it was a the goalkeeper distributed a high ball, and she kind of in the back of the defender, pushing her back a little bit, and she allowed the ball to come right down on her foot. And I swear I was trying to follow it, and I looked how she was going to settle it, and you could almost like her toe. It was like her toe, and then toe next to it settled the ball, and it just went right on the turf with no problem. And and it was like a little noise that I was off the sideline, and I heard the noise, and it was just a, and I said, "My gosh!" And I talked to a fella that is worldly, and he says, that's just not by accident. That's by hours and hours, hundreds of hours of just doing that. Do you feel, when I asked the greatest goalkeeper coach in St. Louis and his pupil, his understudy, it's just being able to catch and hold, just to get that rhythm. Have you found that you are going to take something in your game that you're going to be able to do that you'll do it until you can't make a mistake. Have you found something like that with your game?
That I can do now.
Yeah, or want to do?
Um, I can do both of those. I think something that I'm really good at is like holding and catching the ball. I think I have very good hands. And I make very few errors in that. So I think that's something that I can do now that like I've poured a lot of time and effort into. So like I'm at the spot where I'm at right now. And then something like that I want to put more effort into is extending my range on my dive and just making sure I'm like being more explosive and pushing off the right foot, taking that step. And that's something that I want to work on until like kind of like you were talking about, like until I can't make a mistake anymore.
Right on, man. You know, you just talked goalkeeper language, man, and I got goosebumps because that's beautiful. I mean, that, to be able to be like that, that's what the essence of being a goalkeeper. And that's why you still have a place in the Wales Certified Hall of Affinity, Mia. It's a,
Hey, thank you.
yes, we're gonna have a little Mia way inside the Hall of Affinity. You've really done good.
Thank you.
Right now, we're gonna. You got 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the situation is that the worst case scenario, that not to dwell on it, but to have it. There's a lot of stuff that can happen, and you seem to be so mentally healthy. That are you cool being Mia Hurd, freshman in college?
Yeah, I think like am I ready for it? Are you kind of asking?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, ready. I don't know. If you're not in over your head, get out until you are in over your head.
Yeah.
But just are you cool being you?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something I worked through. Like I think I've struggled with like confidence in the past and like doubting myself, but I think right now where I'm at, like I'm very confident in myself and like my abilities and like I'm very much cool with being freshman Mia in college.
Right on, right on. And I kind of was hoping you were going to get that answer, man. And I wouldn't have asked it unless you had it. I knew you had it, man. I mean, that's not an outstanding way for anyone. I mean, what are you, 17, 18?
18, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's an incredible way, sister. Nice going, man. I mean, you know, everyone who loves you is very proud of you, for you to recognize that, because that's how most of us look at you. We look at you that way.
Thank you.
Yeah. So here it goes. Now, what are the Marquette Eagles?
Yeah, Golden Eagles.
The Golden Eagles of Marquette.
Mhm.
Way to go, sister. Do you have to submit your request for your number? Do you already have your number for the jersey?
I'm 00.
All right, man. Is there a rhythm with that? Is there a Mia way with that?
Yeah, it was my number for high school, so kept keeping it going.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. You have it, and you are there. Do you have someone that you want to understudy under? Uh, is there somebody that really is tops, or you're saying no? I got a good one. You know, but do you have an extraordinary one?
Like a person.
Boom, boom.
um, I think our little goalkeeper union at Marquette, me and the other two goalkeepers on the team right now, I think we all grow and learn from each other, and I really look up to them a lot.
Wow.
Both as goalkeepers and as people. So.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, it's kind of for lack of vocabulary, kind of like it is. If you're a player, you're a nice person too. To be a great teammate is being a great teammate on and off the ball.
Yeah, 100%.
All right then, I like that. That's a little well certified there. But,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Okay, so you know the drill. It comes out to say, "Hey Mia, whatever you want to say to who you ever want to say it to, for as long as you want to say it for."
Okay. Um, Very similar to all the other times, but I want to thank my family for kind of helping me and like teaching me while I was growing up and giving me the opportunities that I've had to make it where I am today. And kind of similar to all my friends, like they've pushed me to be a better person, student, athlete, and in every way. So I'm really grateful for them. Um, and then I want to thank my coaches, my teammates, and then everybody at Marquette for giving me the opportunity to play with them and to be with them and to now like know them very well and love them so much. And then I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on this podcast. I always love coming on, and I'm excited to keep doing these.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Well, the Mia way is a way for all of us. And so when I post this up and you get it, tell your friends and family to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want, you and your goalkeeping union, you make some lemonade and get out on the by the school, but and sell lemonade for views.
All right.
So we're looking. I'm putting you up to 2K, 2,000 views for this one.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we'll keep that, and that's our goal.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Mia, and ladies and gentlemen, Mia is in the Whale Certified Hall of Affinity, and you too can be Whale Certified if you only try. Thanks, Mia. I'm on the Mia way.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye bye.